What's going on, everybody? It's Anand back again from VidGrowth. Today, we have a very special show because just started this brand new segment called Big Ticket Titans, where we're interviewing the best, the top high ticket closers out there, if I can even use that term. I don't know if it's allowed.
Woo!
And
Big ticket, baby. Big
for
ticket
this,
closers.
exactly. And for this show, I've got my co host, Amish Patel. I was looking for Neil Patel if he could be my co host, but I think he was a bit busy. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I just saved this guy from a cult this summer, by the way. I just saved this guy from a cult this summer. We've come a long way. And you do this Neil Patel joke. No, it's fine. It's fine. You got me. There's no hits. We'll get at Neil Patel. We'll get Neil Patel.
You get
He
it.
has to come. We're in the Gujarati community together.
I mean, he's basically your cousin, right?
He'll come. I'll get him. But today, guys, we got one of the biggest big ticket closers in the big ticket titans in the land. Okay, this man's doing high-end Indian weddings. Okay, they're sexy. I've seen the sizzle. It's tight. Please welcome the platinum wedding consultant, nay, guru. He's transcended consultant status to a guru. Please welcome Shri Platinum Wedding Guru G, Ruchir
Mewawala.
Mewawala.
Namaste, game cho.
How you doing, man? With the $1 million mandap in the back, eh?
I'm good, gentlemen. I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Yeah.
We're
Here in
good, you know.
California. It's crazy. Like we're
Living
all
the
in.
dream, living the dream, as I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are things in New Jersey?
New Jersey's great. It's COVID country.
Oh yeah, COVID country. Wow, you
Yeah.
make that sound sexy.
I mean, yeah. Listen, it's the times we live in. What are you gonna do? You know, it is what it is.
You gotta, yeah, I know. We're fighting through it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that actually, how that's really hit the wedding industry. But before we get into the questions, Ruchir, Guruji, give us the elevator pitch. Give us the hit list.
Yeah, so gentlemen, listen, first and foremost, thanks for having me on the show. Hats off to you guys for an amazing production. Glad to be a part of it. My business, Rose Events, we started about 20 years ago, before anybody knew anything about Indian weddings in America. And, they were like, well, why do you need an event planner for a wedding that we've been doing for centuries and eons and eons? Well, we said, you know what? Matter of fact, you're doing it in the U.S. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody's ever been through the rigor mortis, if you will. And we decided to form a company that was catering strictly to South Asian weddings. So long story short, after 5 years of knocking on every single door and every single vendor out there trying to convince them of event planning, event management, we were lucky enough to find a bride who was willing to invest in us. And so 2001, that was the year. Now, what are we, like 20 some odd years later? And we've been able to transcend the entire, South Asian demographic, but of course the non-Indian demographic as well, in terms of having them appreciate and understand the industry that it's become. It's now a multi-billion-dollar industry, in fact, here in America alone, let alone across the globe. So, Rose Events has been able to cater to this market, this niche market of South Asian weddings and events. And 20 years later, 15 years later, whatever the case may be, it's turned into a big ticket industry. The average wedding that gets, spent for an American wedding, the average expenditure is something like 20, 30,000. I think the Knot had it pegged at 36,000. The average Indian wedding, not necessarily our client, is approximately 100 and let's say 50,000, 180,000. So
Woo! That's wild.
Six times an American wedding.
Oh my God.
And our average client, tickets around 350,000, and
Wow.
we've seen everything
You're on
from
platinum.
350 to $1.5 million wedding. So the point of the matter is, it's become a behemoth of its own, and Rose Events is glad to have pioneered this industry from its infancy. So that's my.
You get any divorces? Have you gotten any? Because my cousin, he spent $100,000 on the first wedding, divorced in 7 months. The second wedding, they said, "Hey, take it easy, don't go crazy." 90,000 on the second wedding. Canadian, but
I mean, the Americans call it divorce. I call it repeat business.
okay. Wow.
I don't like to look at it like divorce, except for the one time I had this woman came in. She said, well, "I don't know if I want to spend so much on this one." So I said,
So this has happened? I thought you were joking.
yeah, absolutely. No, I swear to God, she came
Divorced,
in.
and she goes, "Hey, can I get a discount this time? What are we doing?"
No, no, check it. So she wasn't. I mean, she wasn't even divorced yet. She was just planning on not spending so much on this one in the anticipation that she may end up having a second one down the line that she really wants to spend on.
Wow.
But that's the life of the rich and famous.
Wow,
Wow.
dude, I didn't even know. And these are they okay? Is these brown people?
Yeah.
So brown people are that rich? They're that plan the second wedding rich. Our people are making.
Yeah, they're kind of. Well, I put it this way: they're rich and they're forward thinkers. But that's not the market we go after. We prefer the one shot, the one wedding that wants to have a great bash and put on a great production. And
yeah, it's not trash if you're rich. It's not trash.
No,
if you're
no,
it's beautiful.
no,
It's fine. You made the money.
like
So do it.
it's all good. Listen, teach his own. Listen, teach his own.
You know,
So-
they rebrand a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. So how did you even get into this business? Like, what's your background story?
Yeah, my background story is a little interesting. I went to after high school. Got into a 7-year med program for medicine in Long Island, New York. And after 4 years, I decided I said, you know what? Everybody's just pursuing this world of medicine for the business that it is. And so I immediately shifted gears and I said, well, why don't I just go into business for myself? And I said, but I don't know anything really about business for the most part. I just know math and science, like every other brown person out there. And then I got into finance, worked on Wall Street for about 7 years. And then there was this big earthquake in Gujarat. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but in 2000, around 2000 it was, yeah.
Yeah.
There was an earthquake in Gujarat, in Kutch, which is where I'm originally from, my forefathers, at least way back in the day. So long story short, I decided to put a nonprofit together. Nonprofit ended up turning into this multi-production with 16 universities up and down the Northeast and the South, from Florida to Massachusetts. And along the way, I met my future partner, a female, and I said, you know what? I got this great idea because on the weekends, I'm shooting photography with my dad, and I'm seeing these events and these weddings getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and people are running around like chickens without a head. I mean, vegetarian chickens nonetheless, because they don't even eat meat, but whatever. So they're running around like chickens without a head. They're spending all this money. They got nothing to show for it. And I said, listen, I got this idea, putting my business hat on. And I said, let's try to pitch them on this event planning process of organizing this wedding, because they're spending more and more. Who knows what they're going to spend tomorrow? So I said, I can't do it without a female at this point necessarily, because I don't know anything about flowers. I don't know anything about decor, yada yada at that point. And she was helping me do the fundraiser at her university, and I pitched her to her on a napkin. I said, hey, listen, this is what I'm thinking. She said, okay, let's give it a shot. A week later, we were down in my basement at my parents' house, coming up with the name of the company, whatever. Long story short, my dog is yanking on my leg. She's got to go, outside. She's got to go, drop the deuce. And I come back from taking her out, and I said, hey, and her name was Rosie, by the way. So I came back and I said to my partner then, I said, what do you think about the company Rose Event? And she said, well, that works. It's not Indian, it's American. Typically, there's a floral rose in every wedding. And that was the name. And it worked. And then that was the name that came about, and we stuck to it. And, here we are, 20 years later, still rocking and rolling.
Do you ever get calls from Persian?
Persian, yeah, we get Persian wedding. We get gypsies, Persians,
Wow.
Jews,
Okay.
combination of the two or three, whatever.
Because I feel like in Iran, they love the rose. They love rose syrup, and they're into rose. I don't know. I've seen a lot of rose stuff with that. So I wonder if it's someone, because my name's Amish, and we had Amish people call my parents' business and be like, hey, we're looking for, but they were like white Amish people. They even came because they called the business Amish Catering. So the Amish people came over one day. They thought we would have food for them or something. But
wow. Yeah. That's interesting.